Much like any other game that exists in this entire universe, Brawl Stars has a handful of 1-star reviews. And honestly, it seems like Brawl Stars has a bunch of 5-star reviews, and anything that isn't a 5-star is a 1-star. So let's read through some reviews and see if people have valid points as to why they're rating the game 1-star. Before we go to the 1-star reviews, I just want to read this 5-star review that I saw when I opened this. The game is fun, but when you're at 51,000 trophies and everybody starts spinning, it's pretty annoying. I thought that one was painfully relatable. But now let's switch it to 1 star and see what we got. Some of these are really long, but these have an actually good amount of people saying that they're helpful. So let's take the time to read through it. This game has a lot of strengths, but also a lot of problems. The first problem is the introduction of brawlers that are really overpowered compared to others. Examples being Edgar and Miko. The interesting thing about that is I don't see Edgar or Miko getting a nerf anytime soon. I actually think they're kind of fine because they both have weaknesses. Second is the fact that now in singles, in survival, showdown, every match we see alliances, it's teaming. Any review that mentions teaming, I immediately agree with because it is a problem. No other game allows that. The script is randomly activated that causes you to lose a lot of games. Okay, that is not how it works. When I was 12 years old, maybe I would think this way, but that's just not how it works. You're just bad or you're going against really bad team comps, but the matchmaking is what it is. Especially if you play at high trophy matchmaking, you're going to be fighting the same players over and over again because there's only a certain amount of people who are playing at that trophy level on the mode that you're playing. That one part just ruined this entire review. Bring back mega boxes. The game isn't even fun now that the only way to progress is to grind or pay to win. I want luck-based gameplay back. That sounds like a really weird thing to say. I'm not sure how many people agree about that. So this review is basically dumbed down to they have a bad phone. It's probably a really old phone, so the game lags. Like, I've never had Brawl Stars run slowly on a device that I've had. Always got teamed with bad randoms and fight against good ones. It's like it doesn't want me to reach my original trophies. We have 2 reviews so far saying that the game is rigging their matchmaking and forcefully dropping them. I think that's kind of funny. This game gets worse as you go higher in the ranks. Nobody wants to die and keep spinning. Symbol to friend people. And when you attack one of the players, everyone else comes in and gangs up on you. This is so annoying as it makes it more difficult to rank up. The matchmaking system is also messed up when you're in the higher ranks. Although you derank, the matchmaking system still matches you with your original rank, hence you will derank even more. What? I don't understand that. I think what they're getting at here is the matchmaking is kind of based on both your total trophies and your individual trophies per brawler. So even if you have a brawler at like 100 trophies, it'll still be harder than if you're on a new account playing a brawler at 100 trophies. But still, you could boil this down to a skill issue. That's all that is. There are brawlers in the game that will make you unable to attack back without them consuming a super. I don't know why they didn't just completely mention Charlie. These brawlers were pretty problematic. I can't even fault people for giving bad reviews based on how polarizing these brawlers were. It's an endless grind filled with immature players. True, but you could say that about any MOBA. MOBAs usually have very toxic player bases. New brawlers and items are constantly added. Is that a bad thing? Do you want them to just stop adding new features to the game? Guys, I found another one. Important! The game matches you with horrible matchups, so you keep losing and losing. And then, after you have lost a few games in a row, the game matches you up with bots. Okay, that's actually a problem. I don't like the bots. It's so boring. Matchmaking is very bad. Acquiring money and tokens to upgrade your brawler is very hard. Maybe you should check out Kairos' free-to-play series. He hasn't spent a dime on the game, and he has a ton of completely maxed out brawlers. Upgrading your brawler so it's competitive is very hard. Too many bots in the game, and overall a very boring and sad game if you don't have a bunch of friends playing all the time. Yeah, again, I think this one boils down to a skill issue, and also maybe you're distributing your resources badly. So many people just lose and then post a 1-star review saying that the matchmaking is rigged. Very important to note. This game is fun in the beginning when you are just starting out. As soon as you hit mid to high trophies, 10,000 plus, it'll start to become unfair since everybody who spent money on the game or has played longer than you will have more power-ups. The matchmaking is horrible, as you'll sometimes get AFK bots or just teammates who aren't good despite having high trophies. I mean, again, this part goes for any video game. So I don't know why you're specifically dunking on Brawl Stars for that. The amount of bad randoms you can have in any competitive game is insane. And sometimes it's even worse than Brawl Stars. In games like League of Legends, if you have one bad teammate, they're gonna feed the enemy team and you will just lose because of it. At least in Brawl Stars, if you carry hard enough and you have like an AFK teammate, you can still win. Other games are way more punishing for having one bad teammate, is all I'm gonna say. Wow, pay $30 for a character that kills everybody in the lobby. It's not just that, you can pre-order them, which is absolutely backhanded in my opinion. What a scam this game has become. It's no surprise as well, given that the dev team has chosen to create 74 playable characters with the goal of skin farming them into oblivion for money. You don't have to buy the skins. The skins are probably the greatest form of monetization this game has. Like at the end of the day, I think Brawl Stars could entirely go without the upgrading system and you just buy stuff like star power gadgets and gears. But still, saying that skins is greedy, just don't buy them. Like what? That goes for any game that has skins, which is most games out there. And there's free ways to get skins as well. That's a weird point. However, this part is entirely true. Spending 30 bucks for a brawler who is completely broken on release seems really weird. And it is really weird. The only way to really avoid this is to play Power League, but Power League is a prison, so that's not even like a valid way to get around it. It always takes 10 minutes to load in, and it's not my Wi-Fi. If it's not your Wi-Fi, then what is it? It might just be where you live. If you have stacks of money, play all you want. Every max character will be $100 roughly to max out, gear up, and hypercharge your character. That is not true. Saying that the game is pay to win is actually valid criticism though. It is a pay-to-win game. You can just get an account and completely max it out for a couple $1,000s. Is that a good idea? Not at all. I think a good point that Kairos' free-to-play series made is you can actually progress in the game decently well and be able to play competitive modes without spending a dime. You don't have to spend a single penny, and sure, you might not ever truly max out. With so many brawlers being in the game, you're probably gonna play like half of them at most, unless you're like a really hardcore player, which at that point, maybe you wanna drop a little bit of money if you're playing the game 5 hours a day, because that's the only way you're gonna be like a super hardcore player. But if you're just a casual player, you really don't need to drop that much money. The game is very good. However, sooner or later, you will realize that the games are being manipulated. The matches, the brawlers, the players, the teams, etc. to the point that while playing, you can experience sudden things in exactly right timing. That's why it's suspicious how things like that happens. How did 120 people find this helpful? The only things I can think of related to this are sniping and teaming. Oh, and also win trading, which is kind of a problem, but it only happens at the tippity top, so I'm sure this guy has never even seen that before. Besides that, especially on Supercell's end, the games are not being manipulated. I don't understand where that comes from. All right, I find this one pretty funny. The matchmaking is horrid. The game matchmakes based on your overall skill with the character you choose instead of the level of the character. So what this guy is saying is instead of it being skill-based matchmaking, you should just be able to bring a level 1 brawler into a game and completely roll new players 24/7. Never have an increase in your matchmaking just because you don't level the brawler. That doesn't make any sense at all. Then it would be a strategy to just keep every brawler at level 1. What a horrible idea. I just wanted to mention that. This is a 1-star review entirely based on power cube boxes in solo showdown. Power boxes encourage more attacks on vulnerable players. There's already enough of those during fights. The whole power system makes the game feel less fun. It's not about skill, it's about how much power you have. My question regarding this, what do you see other games like Fortnite as? If somebody picks up a legendary weapon, is that the same? If there's no power ranking system in a battle royale format, it's gonna get so boring so fast. Then again, I do think Showdown could do with even more than just boxes, because that's all it's been for like 6 years. I really hope they do something different. But yeah, I just thought that was a little funny because I don't understand this. But all right, that's gonna do it for 1-star reviews in Brawl Stars. And yeah, with that being said, I'll see you later. Goodbye.